What's going on, main characters? It's your boy Talks Too Much with Third Party Studios, and with me, we got Cody.
Who?
It's the boy.
Oh.
The real ones.
Me?
In the red sweater.
That's
no, I'm just
cool.
kidding. That was Slim. Slim had the red sweater.
And then we get sad.
That's such a callback now.
It's been hard after his death, you know.
Yeah. R.I.P. to the GOAT.
Yeah.
Slim was a real one. He was always, whenever we were shitting on Star Wars, he was like, it's not that bad. He was good.
The only thing we get from him now is just his ghost that will just come and chat once in a while.
He's canonically dead in the channel lore. No, we love Slim. He's welcome back anytime. He's never too far away. But he's busy. He's got a life going on, and we don't. So we got this. Dude, it's been a fun week though. There's been a lot of crazy news, but it's been mostly focused. It's like all of the news surrounds like 3 topics.
I know. And it's topics that have been going on for a very long time, and now we're finally like,
we're in the end game.
This is like the last week that we'll end up talking about them pretty much.
I hope so. God, these stories won't die. To be honest,
I think Critical Drinker is like, he's like, I'm so glad that Snow White finally came out so we can stop talking about it.
Exactly. It's like, first off, this is all newsworthy. It's Hollywood. These are multi-$100 million projects. I mean, it's not like it's not like it's off limits to talk about these, but you do
need a Doge for Hollywood.
We do need a Doge for Hollywood. Hollywood needs a Doge.
Yeah. Where'd that money go, huh?
Where'd the money go, Hollywood? But here's, what sucks is that you can't, these giant studios don't even die by attrition. Like, you know how long it's taken, like, Warner Brothers has been, like, defunct on all their, like, had no money for, like, what, a decade now, and they won't go down?
There's a funny, like,
they haven't sold any major IPs off either, that I
like
can
juxtaposition between, like, Max and Amazon Prime. Because, like, Max, they're trying to keep their head above water. Well, Prime loses $1 billion. No, I think it was Apple. Same. Amazon and Apple basically have endless money. But I think Apple lost $1 billion in streaming last year. Like, every year they just lose $1 billion. But it means nothing to them. This is kind of like a, well, we'll just see what happens kind of thing.
They just make it up for in hiring a few more slave labor over in China.
Yeah. Well, Max is just like, please watch our stuff.
Watch our stuff. Well, but actually, Warner Brothers is famous for being the, like, it's not made for you. You're not the target audience then. Or like ripping on people for being racist over Rings of Power or...
Well, that's Prime.
Well, Warner Brothers owns the IP for Amazon. Or no, Warner Brothers owns the IP for Lord of the Rings.
They own
for cinema.
Certain IPs.
Well, they license it out to Amazon to make that They
movie. Don't license it out. Warner Brothers got no money from Amazon purchasing some rights to like some appendices or whatever for there to be in
fuck.
Rings of Power.
You're right. The trust owns the rights to both, and they license them out to both. But Warner Brothers has, I think, the exclusives for video games, and I think they still have the exclusives for movies.
I think so too.
I knew that there was some. I knew there was something there.
You know, they killed the Nemesis system, which we never talked about, by the way.
Yeah.
They shut down that studio.
They shut down the studio, but do they still own the rights to the Nemesis system?
The studio that made. Was it Shadow of War?
Shadow of War, Shadow of Mordor. And
Shadow of War was the first one, right?
Shadow of Mordor was the first one. Shadow of War was the sequel. It was a long time ago. I mean, they're not like brand new games, so it's fair.
It's true. It's been a decade.
And even at their prime, they weren't like the top of the market. They were fun. They were fun games.
But I think it was the studio. Was it Avalanche or something?
That sounds right. But keep going. But that does sound right.
Yeah, they shut down the studio. And I think the studio actually had the rights to the Nemesis system. So I think it's just dead.
Now it's open. Well, now anyone can develop it.
I don't know.
Because I always wonders, like, why can't...
Because everyone loves the Nemesis system.
It's
so
amazing.
It's like the greatest system ever. It's like, I mean, it's aight.
No, dude, you're downplaying the shit out of it. Like, it is awesome. It is... In any RPG would benefit from this system. The only criticism you could possibly apply to it is if you kill off a character, how did they come back? But for characters that escape you, they should come back stronger. That actually is a really cool mechanic.
Or if they kill you, they still
get stronger.
And they member you.
Member berries. Well, you're the only main character.
That's cool when an NPC after you fought.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I remember you. Fucking twink.
Exactly. Just gets them on your ass.
I get it.
No, so I think the Nemesis system would be beneficial to almost every RPG game. Like, I think if Bannerlord had a system where like the NPCs you were fighting in Bannerlord had a memory of you and more interaction, that'd be cool. Bannerlord really is not a game that could do dialogue that well. It could be better than what it is, but I don't think it can get much better.
Well, I
Or
mean,
too much better.
because everyone's always been pissed off since the get-go that they trademarked the Nemesis system. Therefore, no one can use it other than, and they've only used it in those two games, Shadow of War and Shadow of Mordor.
Right.
And it's like, what the fuck are you doing? This is like a game changer, and you guys locked it behind a wall where no one else can use it for any other game. There's so many games that could have benefited from it.
Right. And I wonder, like, here's where I, like, when it comes to the licensing and trademarking of code, I always wonder, like, why couldn't someone else just redevelop the idea from the ground up with their own code? Like, start from the ground up and just rebuild the Nemesis system from scratch.
I don't know where it gets into the sloppy waters of like, it's too similar.
Yeah.
Therefore, we can sue you. So it's like, I don't know.
Like, it's game mechanics. Like, obviously, we play with game mechanics because we're doing the development of Conquest. So when I look at game mechanics, I'm like, well, hold on. Does this dice rolling, is that already done? Is that something we can't copy or don't want to
Trademark
copy?
that dice roll. You can't do it.
Well, is do not pass go? Is that illegal? Can I not put do not pass go in my game if I want to? Do not pass go, do not collect $200. That's probably trademark or copyright.
You go straight to jail and it's like, oh, we can sue you now.
So what has your week been up to? What have you been watching or doing this week?
So, which I got to get back into is OG Ratchet and Clank.
Oh, yeah. You were talking about that. I think I saw you loading
And
that up.
I went on deep dive of like all the games and whatnot, and just on YouTube, and it's like how they work and function and whatnot. It's like I got to get back into it because playing Ratchet and Clank, what was it? 02, I think it came.
Yep.
Was the original. I enjoy it more because I'm a Jack and Dexter fanboy.
Right.
I think it plays better, bro.
Ratchet and Clank, in my opinion, I didn't play a lot of Jack and Dexter, so my baseline is kind of like a little soft. I have a pretty soft baseline on this. It's Ratchet and Clank I did think was fun. I thought the gun mechanics were super cool. I always thought the way you had different weapons was awesome. I love the interaction. I love the monsters you were fighting against were simple enough, but they were still like lethal. So like even the small monsters could just like wipe you or like just take you out if you were
Dumb.
well, yeah, if you were dumb. So I liked Ratchet and Clank. I thought the stories were fun, not great stories, but they're
Bouncing
fun.
from world to world too.
That's cool too.
Like I'm only a few hours into the original and completed one world and then halfway through two other worlds.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Jesus Christ. And there's this incentive to go back because like you'll get certain devices or whatever that make you progress further into a planet than you wouldn't have just landing on it. So
Yeah.
it's like, oh, all right. So I got this thing. Now I can go back to this planet and do some more exploring.
The swing shot, like specifically the
Yes.
slingshot, is a great example of that. In Up Your Arsenal, they have the I don't know what its name is. It's like the Inferno armor or something, where it's like 1,000,000 bolts. So it's like impossible to like get unless you like I don't know how you get it. Like I don't know where you farm that much money because even if you go to like the tournament or the Coliseum, what's it called? Even if you go there, you do all the challenges, you still will take forever to make 1,000,000 bolts going through that. After you win it once, it all of a sudden the rewards just plummet. So now your rewards are like 5,000 or like 1,000 or a few hundred, something ridiculously small.
Up Your Arsenal, is that the third?
Yeah, so it's Ratchet Clank, Going Commando, Up Your Arsenal, Deadlocked is fourth.
And then it goes wild after that.
And I stopped paying attention after Deadlocked because I thought Deadlocked was a fun spin-off into more of that universe, and I thought it was an interesting kind of story. But I didn't liken it to like the whole long-running narrative of Ratchet and Clank. It's really like a month for him in everything, and I'm just not. Ratchet and Clank was super fun, but I didn't think it was narratively that engaging, and so after that I was done. Thought the weapons in that were the best though. The dual wielding pistols that were like or machine gun pistols were sick. The Harbinger was super awesome. The Akimbo is so badass in Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I missed out. I played a little bit of like either like Deadlock or Up Your Arsenal when I was very young, when it like first came out or whatever, and we just goofed around. So it's like I've never been into the Ratchet and Clank series. So this is like a whole new thing for me, which
Well,
is
and I might have this wrong, but I'm pretty sure Up Your Arsenal was kind of coming out around Jack and Dexter 3. Because I think they both had
they
a
all
similar
came out-
release
it's like
calendar.
02 to 05 is the the first 4.
And so,
It's like it's
geez, Deadlock came out in 05?
It was year after year after year.
Wow, that's insane. You
Yeah.
remember how like video games used to be able to be released and they were complete?
Well, yeah. Well, okay. Yeah, after a year and still being completed, and now we just get like, oh, we're gonna throw this thing out a year after we just released this thing, and it's just the same thing, but it still needs a day 1 patch that's 40 gigs, and then
Mhm. Well, and there was a really good I was watching a video on the Assassin's Creed stuff. I think it was Asmongold. I was watching one of he was reacting to the IGN review of Assassin's Creed Shadows, and we'll get into that later, so I won't cover it now, but it's it was pretty funny to watch some of that.
yeah, no, it's a whole new world going back in time. The great time of 2002.
Yep.
Right after they hit the second tower.
One plane, two plane.
Because everything now sucks. So
yeah, was it 9/11 that ruined it? Because we had 1999 was 1999 was the best year for movies. We had the best movies came out in 1999. And
99 was insane.
99 was busted for movies. Like if you can go back in time, I would actually
just look up 99 movies and just be like, oh fuck, all these came out that year.
You know what you could do is you could take a year. And this is just like a fun little thing you could do on the side of like life, right? Like in the background of your day. You could take a year from watching any new shows, any new movies, take the entire release calendar of 1999 and just watch the movies like in order of release through the year of 1999 and just have the best year of rewatching or discovering movies from the late 90s that you would never either haven't seen
and you will
or
be
rediscover.
Spoiled.
You will be
and you'll be like, I've been watching this fucking slop for the past decade when there's so much better shit.
Well, and honestly, I'm actually really excited because I have not been able to get too much into like new shows or new games or anything this week. I've been playing some CS:GO. I played a campaign of Bannerlord. Another crash happened. There was the trailer that released for the new Bannerlord expansion, which was really cool. I thought that was I think that was fun to see. I'm excited. I'm hoping that maybe if I install that, it'll fix the bug in my game. But most of my week I spent looking at the channel, and we're gonna be doing some upgrades to the channel layout, things like that. It'll be amazing. By the way, guys, if you're in the stream and you're hanging out and you guys are enjoying the content, please make sure to subscribe. We are moving our goal up. We were trying to hit 1,000 subscribers this year. It's a little late in the year to start, but we are going to try to see if we can get to 1,000 subscribers this year. It's
only month 3. We got it.
We got it. We could do this. I think we could do this.
BT Dub's #1 movie of 99 is a movie we can't talk about.
What do you mean?
Can't talk about it. It's the rule.
Oh, you guys didn't get it at home, but I understood. I got the reference. I knew.
It's
I understood.
rule number 1 and 2. You can't talk about it.
What year did 7 come out?
97, I think.
Yeah, Brad Pitt
was going.
He was off. Yeah. Well, what didn't he make a Sexiest Man Alive in like 2003? Like a couple of years after he had that big run of films.
Oh, it's 95. 7 came out.
Oh, that's even earlier.
Jeez,
that's even sooner.
He was like a baby then.
According to the calendar, that's even earlier. If we reference the calendar.
Yeah.
But
if
guys,
we go by your arbitrary, vision of time, I guess it's earlier.
Exactly. I was
if it's reciprocal, then it's actually later.
There's a stupid short. I don't know if I want to talk about it. I'll make it quick. It's Neil deGrasse Tyson is on a podcast.
Oh, boo.
Exactly, boo. Neil deGrasse Tyson's on a podcast, and someone's talking to him and the other host of the podcast about the paradox of now, or paradox of time or something, relativity maybe. And the idea is that apparently, if you have one person standing in a spot looking up at the stars, and he sees something in the sky, he's from 10 million light years away. And then you have someone who's running and then stops in that exact same spot at that exact same moment in time. He will see an event. He will see the same image of the sky days apart from what the other person saw if they both landed in that moment at the same time.
No, that makes sense. That doesn't make sense because they're both looking up at the same time.
That's why it's stupid. That's my point.
I fucking hate Neil deGrasse Tyson.
I do too. Well, it's not him saying it. It's one of the hosts was putting this to Neil deGrasse Tyson for his take on it. Because apparently the paradox like exists.
I mean, you could have been a little smarter with like, we just recently rescued some astronauts from the space station.
Speaking of that,
Hail Elon.
Hail to the God King Emperor.
But they've like, you could use that same one's like, well, they've been moving so fast relative to us that they are therefore like, I don't know, like a few seconds older or younger than they would have been just sitting on Earth. But
well, the idea
it's so infinitesimal that
the idea, I guess, is that an object in motion would see
it stays in motion.
well would see a different image, I guess, is what the idea is. And I don't know that that's true. It's just stupid, interesting, I thought, to talk about.
What, he's got motion blur?
Yeah, don't you? I have motion blur now. I'm sitting down.
No, I don't have motion blur. That's the first thing I check off of any game I play is like, I don't want motion blur.
Motion blur does suck.
It does.
So, but I was saying about the channel updates. So we are trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. We are going to be trying to get the merch store linked up to YouTube so you guys can hang out and see the merch on the channel. We're going to be updating the podcast layout, doing a few more new things with Thursday nights, a few things with Sunday Slackers. Got a lot of cool stuff looking forward to coming out hopefully later this year. So stick around, guys. It's going to be a fun year. 2025 is going to be a big one for the channel. So
yeah, it's up to you guys if we continue that co-op Thursday kind of thing.
yeah, we would love to know your guys' take on it. Honestly, I had fun. Fall Guys I thought was awesome. There's
It
more.
went by so quick.
It really did. Split screen games on Thursdays could be just super cool. Or even if like the other Sunday Slackers want to join in too, it could be like another thing we do. But
Just like alternate people.
I could. It's harder to like make that happen, coordinating people.
'Cause people suck and their schedules suck. And,
Exactly. And but here's the thing.
and Cody's always free.
But exactly. If Bannerlord was working, I would love to actually complete a single fucking campaign on the channel. That'd be great. That it isn't killed by this fucking crash. Tailworlds, fix your fucking game, you dicks. Pieces of shit.
Maybe it's you.
Yeah, it's not. It's not. And 6 of the smartest people I have in my life, and this is why I haven't talked to you about it. 6 of the smartest people in my
Understandable.
life have all tried to fix the issue and can't. All right, we should probably jump into
Yeah,
our
we
first
should,
story.
yeah.
All right, guys, it's actually a big one. This week we had Snow White released. It came out on Thursday, so a little bit earlier than where we are now. And Snow White's opening weekend worse than Marvel's Thursday premiere box office. Legacy Media is scrambling to spin it. That's the article from That Park Place. I'm not at all surprised that it did this poorly. I thought it was maybe even going to do a little worse. I thought, especially like you were able to see the like there was a few articles that were posting on X the seat selection on their local theaters where all of the screenings were just empty. There's maybe like 2 people in the theater. I thought this was going to just be dead. I thought it was gonna be like War of the Rohirrim dead.
So like, did Disney just drop this movie? Because I haven't heard a thing about it.
Oh no! Yeah. Oh right. So it's been super quiet on the. No news has been out about this.
It's like all of a sudden they just drop a track.
Exactly. Like
It's
out of
not-
nowhere.
Yeah, it's not like we've everyone in the world's been covering this for the past 2 years, and that the shit show surrounding this movie is more enticing and more popular than the movie itself. Like, we don't give
Yeah.
a fuck. No one gives a fuck about the movie.
Well, and you actually made the point last week, I think, on the same topic. No one is asking for more live action remakes. Like, no one wants more live action remakes. This isn't a growing field for you, but I do think it's
Oh, Lilo and Stitch is coming up, so.
Lilo and Stitch. Yep, there's that. There's the Mufasa the Lion King actually made profit, or they made money on Mufasa.
Can we talk about these assholes that go and make these movies profitable?
Yes.
Because the only reason
Like the
they
fans,
actually-
are we just shit on fandom?
we're gonna shit on normies.
We're gonna shit on normies.
Hardcore.
Okay.
Because
Should've
the
had
only
quiz-
reason they
Should have
keep-
quiz on.
the only reason they keep making these fucking live actions and everyone across the board says they all suck ass, they all make money because you fucks keep going to it. So they're like, all right, what's the next fucking Disney memory from your childhood that we can ruin?
Yeah, it invites the chaos. Like it's
Who the fuck went to see Mufasa? No one that I know went to it.
I don't know anyone personally who went to it either. But like you do have Mufasa is made for adults who have kids who want to introduce them to Lion King. And
No, it's not.
well, yes, it is. Yeah.
No, because if you're introducing your kids to Lion King, say they were born in fucking the 20 teens, you'd be like, all right, well, let's see this live action Lion King, which came out in 2019.
Mm-hmm.
This Mufasa was for no one.
Right. Okay. I think I see your point. I see your point. I mean, when it comes to the theaters, Mufasa was being beaten out over the holidays by Sonic 3. And then Disney comes in, and it was reported that Disney was actually forcing theaters to take Sonic off of extra screens and replace it with Mufasa. So Disney was even leveraging.
Yeah, Sonic was getting screwed by Disney
hard, and they still did good.
They still did awesome. And they're not in the theaters that long. Apparently, Mufasa was in theaters for God knows how fucking long.
A long time.
And it made $717 million.
Yeah,
so it eked out a profit.
Eked out. Well, and then I wonder how much extra they had to pay to get those theaters to do that, if it offsets anything, because that wouldn't be reported until tax season 2026.
I mean, that's where the good comes in, where you're keeping theaters afloat because of shit like this. But, well, I mean, dude, they keep making money with these live actions, and no one likes the live actions.
I agree. I don't even think the families. I think the kids don't even. I mean, the kids definitely don't like them. I mean, kids compare like Mufasa to Sonic, and it's not even close. The only thing is, now that Mufasa actually did make something, they're justified in doing more spin-offs and more Lion King. Which for me, I freaking hate that. I think I hate that more than you do, because you got. I mean, Lion King was the first film I ever saw. Like, I love that movie. I love the Lion King.
Yeah, I mean, it came out when I was born, but I was never a big fan. I mean, it's Hamlet.
It's Hamlet, but with lions. That's better.
Is it Hamlet? Yeah.
It is Hamlet, yeah. So, with the box office release being this poor, they're not set to make money. And honestly, the biggest thing to consider with this is even if the budget for the movie was announced and we had a lot, like a whole complete idea of how much it cost to make this film, they have spent a ridiculous sum of money with PR. They hired specialty PR teams. Rachel Zegler had to hire a special PR team. So did Gal Gadot. They both have, like, everyone has been hiring PR teams, making them rich.
And they've been advertising it for 2 years.
Exactly. And it's Snow White. It's not even like
Snow Latina.
Not Latina. Latinx. Latinx.
And there goes our whole Latina.
Well, but here's the thing, like, do you remember Wish? Wish was supposed to be the 1 year or the 100 year, the centennial anniversary for Disney, and they didn't even promote that movie as hard as they promoted Disney or Snow White.
Well, Snow White actually, it didn't get promoted that hard. It was just all the PR bullshit around it that lasted for 2 years.
Well, no, you did have CNN coming out and talking about it. You had a lot of
no, I'm talking about like them spending like money on
marketing
and whatnot. It's been in the zeitgeist and the PR nightmare that it's been for 2 years because of Rachel Zegler's stupid comments and blah, blah, blah. And then.
Well, but then you also have the trailers that they put out. Do you remember the trailer they hid inside of, like, they just released the trailer inside of a theater screening instead of actually putting it on anything? That was actually one of the first trailer that came out for Snow White was actually. They put it in theaters. It was one of the previews in theaters rather than coming out on on YouTube or anywhere else. And then it started to hit the internet, and then Disney puts it out eventually. But the first viewing of that was caught on like someone's camera when they just recorded it inside of the theater, posted it on X. It was.
How do I not remember that?
I don't know how you don't remember it, because we did pull it up and talked about it.
Maybe it's like a Mandela effect, or we're just in different timelines.
Yeah, because I'm running and you're standing still.
Yeah, back to your shitty fucking
my horrible anecdote story.
There is good news though when it comes to remakes. Is Mulan's remake made $70 million?
That's not a lot relative to.
That's losing like 130.
Oh, okay. that's yeah. Well, I mean, Disney. It's not like they've.
Which is my favorite like Disney movies. Like if Mulan the remake lost money, so fucking happy because Mulan is one of my favorites. One thing that could be contributing to the normie factor for how these movies are getting money is kids. They are kids films. Well, you go by YouTube, like YouTube Kids or whatever.
Yeah.
They get the most views. They make the most money off of advertising, all that shit. Anything like, because they want to, like any movie or whatever, like let's say Deadpool or whatever, they want to make it PG-13. Just so it's got basically the more like PG-13, PG or G or whatever, the lower you get, the more basically like eyes you can get on it, and
Right.
like advertising.
I think the rating system is outdated. I think it's fallen out of. I think it's fallen out of trend
You only can
with
say
like
fuck once in PG-13.
right. And then you got like toddlers basically yelling the N-word down the street.
Right.
It's like,
It's way out of date.
it's like it's out of pocket. It's pretty crazy. So
I was even called an N-word by a 5-year-old the other day.
that's funny. And you're not even black.
Yeah, that's what
You guys can't tell at home, but he's not. You never know.
The guy that's been claiming ginger for the past.
Yeah, we've been saying it. It's we've been lying. Somehow, so Snow White bombed out worse than the Marvels, which was horrible. We went and did the review for the Marvels, and didn't that movie break 100 million? Like,
I think it grossed 200 tops.
Yeah, it was some ridiculously low number. It bombed out hard, and now you got this movie set to do the same thing. Do you think? Okay,
I don't know, man.
on the north,
like I was saying, Mufasa, it was shit when it came out. It was doing horrible, and then just through time, made 700 and whatever $million. This one could be the same thing, where it's just like, we're only gonna make like $28 million this opening weekend, but then it just keeps on fucking going.
Well, here's Mufasa has a few things going for it that Snow White does not. Snow White, from all the reviews I'm seeing, and we have not done our own review. We have not seen it in theaters. We don't intend to. We're just keeping up with the news. We're keeping up with current events, reading the audience feedback and Rotten Tomatoes reviews. And from what we know is that the movie is plagued by a very, very long and complete set of music. Like, this movie is filled with music as like a strong musical. And that got overwhelming to a lot of the audience reviews. And so Mufasa has songs, but it's not like it's not like one full musical movie. You understand what I'm saying with that? Like, it's not.
I don't think it being like severely a musical like would be a detriment, because, well,
It is if the gaps between it are too small.
Yeah, I was gonna compare it to Wicked, where Wicked's just one big musical, but apparently Wicked was actually good.
It's more Wicked than Frozen, so it's closer to Wicked on the sense of like how much music is being done perpetually through the film versus Frozen, which is you have these one-off amazing songs, and then you have like scenes upon scenes in between them, dividing it up. So that's what this movie is lacking. I don't think this movie has anything that will interest the like Gen Z Gen Z kids or anything like that.
Well, it doesn't have any of the what would you say?
Anything good?
Well, that, but like
Doesn't even have
the message behind it. Like,
right.
Snow White, obviously, yeah, it's a bit of its time, whereas it's made in 1937, but this one's all about socialism, basically.
Girl power boss mode.
It's not even like girl power boss mode. I mean, that is a part of it, but it's like even the BBC, the most fucking like left-leaning thing there is out there, was like, this is a movie where it's like trying to pay homage to the original and also trying to be like a blowhorn for like, come here, socialists, we got you, kind of thing.
And that's the BBC calling it out. That's crazy, man. Critics, here's the thing. We have Rotten Tomatoes. We'll pull that up, actually. Let's jump over to the Rotten Tomatoes on it, because the critics came out with their reviews right away. And so we knew that out of the early days of the release of Snow White, that 44% from the critics was an insanely low number.
There is like kind of a caveat when it goes with Snow White, because they pulled their opening weekend in the UK. And then they just had kind of like some paid journalists and whatnot that just reviewed it. And the embargo, in order to review this movie, only dropped 24 hours before the movie
released
in theaters.
So what do you what? So the
So I'm just.
but we would expect to see more positive reviews then.
Well, that was the original jaunt that you got in like one day. There was like just a
Okay.
bunch of shields coming out, and you'd be like,
Mm-hmm.
it's actually not that bad, kind of thing.
Well, and 70% is nothing to write, or 71% from the audience score is nothing to write home about. It's not like an amazing score, but it is far higher than the critic score would lead you to think that the movie could be. There was nothing about this that made me think this movie was going to appeal to anybody. So I didn't think families were really going to be in on it. I didn't think kids were going to be like, let's go see Snow White. I didn't think kids were. I mean, when was the last Snow White IP project of any kind that would interest a kid?
None that I could think
Nearly
of,
a
but
century
apparently-
ago?
Yeah, I don't know. Snow White's been apparently there's a lot of iterations of Snow White.
Mm-hmm.
That just like I'm not aware of, obviously, because I'm not in the zeitgeist of fucking fairy tales. But
You mean like history? You mean like old?
throughout since like 37, there's been a shitload of iterations that
I didn't know that.
I didn't know it either. I just heard like the FNT crew talk about it.
Okay. Well, let's read some of the audience scores and critic scores real quick.
Gotta read the audience scores because I don't know how it's at 71.
All right, let's try to see if we can find some. Let's go to the audience reviews and let's try to find some some high scores. Well, hold on. So there's how many hundreds? I think there was like 250 audience scores. 235 audience scores. And we've got from today 1 star verified. Today 1 half star, 2.5. The only good thing is Gal is
He's just in it for dominatrix Gal Gadot.
well, we're all in it for that. Then we got it's a shame that they destroy the essence of the original film in this way. The actress is too conceited. Yeah, okay. Half score, half.
Well, it's like, how much do you think Rachel Zegler, who plays Snow White, how much do you think her comments and whatnot outside of the film is going to affect the film?
I think families are not paying attention.
I agree.
So I think that
The more and more I learn about normies, it's like I was way off base towards like how much they actually pay attention.
They pay zero attention at all. It's basically just people who want to save money and don't want to like waste it on projects that that literally call them sexist and racist for not wanting to go see them. That's the stuff
if you're
I
in
don't.
a family, are you willing to spend like damn near $100 to go see this thing?
That's the question, isn't
Because
it?
like,
It's like
between you and me, it's like fucking
50
to $70.
Mm-hmm.
That's still people.
It's ridiculous. I mean, snacks are a part of that, but a big part of that. But
Well, yeah.
the movie itself,
No one's going to the theater and not getting snacks or
Right.
smuggling snacks in.
right. So we got another 1 star, another half star, a 2 star. Okay, Snow White isn't necessarily a poisoned apple, but it's fairly untidy corporate redux of Disney's original animated classic. I like that one. That's at least
The X is silent, by the way.
redo. Redo corporate redo. We got a 3 out of 5 verified. Not true to the original movie. Overall, good movie with great music. Chris Gore did say that Rachel Zegler's voice and her singing was good. He did say that. So
Everyone's saying that Rachel isn't the worst thing about this movie.
that's fair enough.
Like, her acting's better than Gal, which not really that surprising. Gal doesn't really. She's just there to look pretty.
She is a beautiful face on the screen. She's not like a presence or like someone who really has super charisma for like the character she portrays.
Yeah.
She basically just Gal Gadot wherever she's standing in whatever movie she's in. It's not like she's
You're
playing the
just
character
a
well.
face.
You're just a lady.
Just a lady.
We got another half star. Weird. Snow White is not the fairest of them all. That one feels fake to me. That one feels like someone who didn't watch it.
Oh, BT Dubs. They didn't know what to do with the term fairest.
That's
Because it means fairest as in like the most beautiful to the evil queen, but fairest to Snow White basically means like
I think it means fair.
communism, as in like
Okay,
who's the
equity and stuff. Yeah. Well,
So they were very inconsistent throughout the movie with what that even fucking meant.
Well, in Lord of the Rings, Tolkien is pretty consistent about fair meaning like white skinned, like fair skinned is the reference, like light skinned.
Well,
Like that's what his references. That's what his consistent references were to that.
well, I mean, yeah, back in like because like the original came out in 37, Tolkien was writing Lord of the Rings in like the 30s.
it's Yeah,
I think it came out in the 30s, something like that.
I can't remember. I knew this once upon a time. Keep going with your
Once
point. Keep
upon a
going though.
time. But yeah, I mean, people just the use of the word fair basically was regarding your skin.
Yep. Yeah.
So it's like
Now it's communism.
And the person's called Snow White.
Yeah, it's literally white.
White as snow.
Little white.
She's white.
Rachel White. We got a 5-star here, not a verified, and so it offsets one of the negatives. I generally dislike these remakes here. Oh, this is a long review. Not that long. Let me zoom in so you guys can see it. Okay, actually.
Jeez. Lord Farquaad.
All right, so I generally dislike these remakes: Cinderella, The Lion King, Maleficent. I sort of gave up on them, but I got pulled into Snow White by the promise of new songs, and to my surprise, it was really good. The story is crafted well, none of the plot holes, illogical moments like the other remakes. The songs are really good, and then he references to one of the songs. I really enjoyed seeing a new take on the story that honored the original and left me wondering what would happen. He misspelled. I don't replace it. It don't replace the original, but I enjoyed it very much. I will be seeing it again. So again, that reads very hard, like someone who's not seen it.
Yeah, the promise of new songs is what got you.
Yeah, that's
and a 5 out of 5, by the way, is
perfect score.
Yeah, it's better than The Godfather Part 2.
Yeah, exactly. This movie is not.
If you're putting 5 stars on basically anything randomly, you're just kind of trying to like reset the equation of like all this bullshit. It's basically like positive review bombing.
Yeah, and those people are the worst, and they're fat and ugly. Terrible
Redditor mods.
Okay, we got 2 verified ones towards the bottom here. One's a 3-star, one's a 1-star. This movie isn't match what. God damn it, guys! It's one sentence. Can't you fucking type?
The story isn't match what was the book and singing all day. Kind of boring.
3 stars. Thanks, Brittany.
Your fucking sentence is half a star.
The movie's portrayal of Snow White's classic story was made very poorly. Simple, concise 1 star. I love it. Okay, we get the point.
But yeah, how is it up to 70%? Because we only saw what 2 or 3 that would make it over a positive.
There's a reasonable amount of 3s in here, a couple of 5 stars. It looks like.
All right, let's see Danielle. Absolutely love this remake, which more than aptly stands up to the 37 classic, a perfect and very necessary reflection on courage, character, and kindness in a moment and climate these people suck.
Entirely bereft of all 3. Zegler's magical voice elevates this beloved tale tremendously. Gal Gadot's stunning turn as the evil queen is the performance to be celebrated and remembered. Kudos all around. Well done, Disney, as usual. White power signal. That's
I forgot about that.
I thought that's what it was now.
Yeah.
That's not. I didn't.
The okay sign just meant white power.
Yeah, that's not what I said. Verified. 5-star. Movie was
amazing. The queen's dresses are spectacular. All right, you're just in it for the fucking.
Another verified. Great music, although it sounds like most of the other Disney live action movies. We enjoyed it.
Who's we?
I don't know.
You're supposed to be talking for yourself.
4.5 stars. Loved it, especially all the singing. Jesus. Verified 1 star. This movie's portrayal of Snow White's classic story was made very poorly. That's a copy. That's a copy and paste. That's the exact same one from earlier.
Well, so I'm getting is that these people just go to see a music video.
That's a fair take on this, I think.
Story doesn't mean shit. It's like, it had bangers in it.
The other articles that we had to look at here with Snow White are Snow White bombs on Rotten Tomatoes. Critics rip apart Disney's latest remake starring Rachel Zegler despite early hype. So while the audience may have some mixed reviews, getting it up to that would be a D, and if we were going by letter grade,
it would be just above failing.
It'd be just above failing, 1%,
according to our grading system.
Yeah,
that we grew up with,
the best grading system,
not the inner cities grading system, where a 50% is still passing.
Yeah, exactly. You got a half, right? That's kind of like a coin. Yeah. I didn't expect the critics to go as hard on this as they did. They really called it out, and most of the feedback that they were promoting was too much singing, Even though Rachel Zegler did a good job with the singing, Gal Gadot's performance was flat. The movie it was not flooded with messaging, but it was flooded with exposition, so really bad storytelling aspects of it. The way that they did it was not honestly a memorable one to what's going on, Aslam? Thanks for being in the chat, buddy. Appreciate it. Well,
you just had a stroke right there.
No, he's hanging out. But yeah, it wasn't an honest retake, and a lot of people were like, we read a few of them. They called that the dress, Gal Gadot's dress, and others like costumes.
Costume design and singing. That's basically the only thing that people are like, oh, it's a 5 out of 5.
Well, then you
look great.
Well, the critic scores were like, the costumes suck. They're all super flashy, flamboyant for like a medieval-esque setting. It's like everything's way too freaking colorful. No one can afford color and everything.
According to like if you want to do this like historically, it takes place in feudal fucking like Germany. So
So it's
I mean, they are known for their flashy fits, especially in the 40s.
Exactly. So actually, the Rotten Tomato score got lower after this article got posted. So 49% was the Rotten Tomatoes critic score. It's now down to 47 with double the reviews.
Well, do you think so like historically critics have always been like very generous when it comes to movies and giving it praise and whatnot, and the audience score has always been more like
critical,
realistic. Do you think they caught on to that and they're just like, all right, well, let's inflate the audience score?
I think there's more people. I think that the people who like really wanted to see this film, I think we have how am I trying to say this? I think the issue with how accurate these reviews are going to be depends on who is going to see it. You and I would typically go and see a movie like this to review it and give as honest of a take on it as we possibly could. That would be typical. We sat this one out. I think a lot of people who are critical are sitting it out. I think a lot of people who are favorable are sitting it out. I think Snow White is 100 years past relevancy, and I think that is not a major story to be told. I think everyone is tired of live actions, and I think a lot of critics in here are maybe pissed off they had to go see it. That's what I would expect.
Spiteful.
I would be like we opted out of this one. We have a lot of reviews on the schedule for this year that we're looking forward to doing. This is not one of them.
Critics were like, fuck, and then we got Lilo and Stitch coming out too.
But I will say a lot of the audience reviews looked fake. A lot of them, the negatives and the positives.
Well, the 5 stars were just like, I enjoyed the tunes.
Right. I mean, at least the half stars had something specific they were pissed about or saying badly. So at least there was a little bit of creativity to them. But the 5 stars, you're right. It's just, the music's great. I love it.
I love it.
I love spending $70 to go watch a concert.
Lord Farquaad looked great in that dress.
Let's see. There are more articles to be pulled here, and in fact, we got to talk about that.
Apparently, the CGI for the dwarves is like appalling.
That's what I'm hearing too. Yeah, the CGI for the dwarves is so bad that everyone is criticizing it. You had voice actors who were dwarves for the dwarves. How stupid! Like you could.
I want to call it a redundancy, but it's not really. It's more of like taken like. What's the word for it? It's like a long...
It's almost irony.
Yeah.
It's almost irony.
It's like, well, you could have just hired him to play that.
Exactly.
And 6 others.
You know, the interesting thing about this is that while Disney promotes themselves as this incredibly diverse and very open-minded to everything, they believe in equity, they had 7 fantastic roles for little people, and they just chose to do CGI and spend so much more. These are like in a major production, this would have been amazing to start off a lot of careers for dwarf actors. I mean, for all 8 of them.
8?
If there's even that many.
I mean, there was one with the group of outlaws, I think they call them or whatever in this fucking show. But yeah, it's like
Oh, merry man. Sorry, go ahead.
Like who obviously comes to mind when you think of a dwarf actor?
I can't remember his name. It's the guy from Austin Powers who plays Mini-Me.
The fuck was his name?
You right? But Peter Dinklage is obviously the king of little people. So he just got, honestly, it could have, like, whoever got the role of Tyrion, if they did a medium job or a good job with him, they like that person would be the one. But then you had Peter Dinklage gets Game of Thrones. Then he gets the dwarf in Infinity War, both major productions to put him in front of 1 billion people. So I mean, he's going to be the most famous.
Who's the goblin in Harry Potter?
Dobby?
No, that was a house elf.
The goblin in Harry Potter.
What the fuck? Who played him?
Oh,
again?
Who played the? Okay, I know. I catch your meaning.
He's been in so many things. Oh, what the hell was it?
We are really showing our love for little people in this segment right now. Like we obviously care a lot, so we know. But I mean, it is bullshit. We're just calling out the hypocrisy, and honestly, it would have been better than the CGI by a lot. I don't think you could put actors who would have done a worse job. So, but here's what we got from this story: is dwarf actors plan protest outside Disney Studios over. Come on,
It's the most adorable protest ever.
Yeah, outside Disney Studios over Snow White exclusion. Does Disney's commitment to inclusion end at little people? Okay.
Warwick Davis has been in so much shit. He's an icon. I don't know why I can remember his fucking name.
But it's like because you hate little people. You're a height supremacist.
Yeah. Yeah.
Science.
But like we're not gonna have. So you're excluding dwarves. I'll be nice to like go up in Hollywood and have these roles because like what other fucking roles are they gonna have?
Right.
And you're excluding like another great Warwick Davis or someone coming in to where. I mean, he played Ewoks. He was in Leprechaun. He was in Harry Potter. He was also in what's that shitty show that they remade from a movie?
I got nothing.
Prime.
On Prime, remake from a movie. You'll get there. Come on.
Not Wheel of Time, but
not Wheel of Time. Not Rings of Power. Expanse. Not
God, my mind is fucked right now.
You're scuffed, dude. We're both a little scuffed today. This is rough.
I guess so.
Let's just keep going with the stories. So in the article they asked the question, how did we get here? And the controversy spans back to Peter Dinklage, who made the comments that like the inclusion of dwarves was backwards, and that they like his criticism basically was one of the things that pushed Disney to doing this over hiring dwarf actors for the positions.
Well, I think I'll give Disney, I wouldn't say the benefit of the doubt, but I think they claimed from the get-go when they first announced this movie that they wanted the dwarves to be more like magical creatures, and the plan was always to CGI them.
That tracks. I mean, they were gonna. I mean, the amount of CGI Disney Disney loves CGI. But I saw a short the other day about in the original Transformers Michael Bay film. They had CGI in that. That was the early 2000s CGI we got, and now we have this.
That's been going around on the YouTube short like algorithm to where it's like we went from this in 2007. Michael Bay's Transformers to like say recent movie with whatever CGI. It's like how are we moving backwards so fast when it comes to CGI?
Well, and Michael Bay didn't have. I mean, Michael Bay had a lot of explosions and special effects, but he didn't. I mean, he also had a mix of practical effects built into the film too. But
most of the explosions are practical.
Yeah, but I mean,
he likes the boom.
It's not like there was a small amount of CGI in that film, so. Maybe
but there was this discussion to where it's like, you know how we lose knowledge throughout history, you know, time passes, people forget about certain things that we've already learned or whatnot.
Yeah.
Same thing is happening in the
entertainment
special
industry.
Effects department to where it's like, people don't even know how certain things were animated in the original Snow White. We're like, we've lost that knowledge already.
It's drawn. That's the answer. It was drawn. They didn't have a single computer back then. They didn't have anything that was anything other than like mechanical. Like I would expect that they did like a pretty large flip book. I mean, even South Park in even South Park in the 90s, what you had to do if you wanted to animate that was you had to have the cutouts of the mouths and stuff, and you had to just move them slightly or switch out the mouths or the facial expressions and stuff. South Park made a whole joke about that in one of their specials or one of their episodes where Stan and Kyle are trying to animate a 30-second Christmas animation for the town's event or Christmas event or something, and it's like painfully slow. So they had to, so I mean, animation back then, it's not hard to figure out what that was. It was just drawing everything out in Flipbook.
Yeah, but I mean, they've lost like the knowledge of how to do certain things, and it's mind blowing that we can lose that in under 100 years.
That is a good. Yeah, that is a good point.
Like, okay, what was it? ILM that does most of Disney's like special effects and whatnot. It's like, how did you guys get so shit?
Well, I imagine.
What's the hiring process?
I imagine that this is what DEI is, I bet. Like when people are like, I don't know what DEI is. Well, do you know why all the CGI in movies is shit? Because you keep hiring unqualified fucking people in Hollywood. Like you don't hire anyone with talent. Like all you have to do to prove it is just be like, yeah, I want to see your hiring policy. Publish it. Publish your hiring policy.
If you're black and you just claim to be gay, you can be hired anywhere.
You can be CEO. You can be CEO of everything.
It'd be so fucking.
You can be the king. You can be the.
Maybe.
Long live the king.
Long live the king.
All right. Should we move on to other stories?
I think we should. Fuck this movie and fuck everything about it.
Let's hold on. Let me jump out of here.
Let's go to the next thing that I can be like, fuck this and fuck that.
You're right. Let's get into the next thing. So, I should probably be in the next thing then. All right. So, Nintendo legend Masahiro Sakurai, I'm sure I butchered that, pushes back against Western gaming trends, claims Japanese developers should avoid appealing to Western tastes. 100% hot take, golden boy. This guy's right. There is nothing wrong with that statement or that opinion. He is 100% on point. The Western market, the Western studios and development strategies are tragically bad. And all you have to do is look at the 2024 release calendar for video games, and you can see how many of them flopped. And those are the ones you need to be criticizing and looking out for. You had Black Myth Wukong that came out of China, didn't it? Or that
was China.
China. Marvel Rivals, China. Space Marines 2, I expect was probably like.
I think that was Western.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was Western.
Monster Hunter Wilds, Japan.
So all the best things that came out last year were foreign games, minus Space Marines 2, which we would need to fact check ourselves on that one. But the idea of avoiding what are the Western trends that he's talking about? Break it down.
Everything's lame and gay.
And they put a chick in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically it.
I mean, is it...
They take, in Western, I'll say media as a whole, it's all about an agenda, and then the story and characters come secondary to that.
Yeah.
So it's like you got to meet a certain criteria when writing your story, casting it, playing it out, whatever. They go by that, what's that stupid fucking litmus test that they go by?
Woke. Sorry, it was like easy grounder. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know, but like
the litmus test is the I know which one you're talking about. It's the Bechtel test.
Bechtel test.
I think so. It's like when write a movie about two women that doesn't include any reference to a man or something, or two lesbians or something.
It was the Bechtel test.
Oh, your boy's wicked smart.
Wicked smart.
My boy's wicked smart. The Bechtel test. What is the summary of the Bechtel test? The simple version.
It's a measure of the representation of women in film and other fiction. The test asks whether a work features at least two women who have a conversation about something other than a man. And some versions of this, it's just like women in, say, fiction or whatever, just don't interact or have shitty interactions with men. That's basically it. And this was like done as like almost the Bechdel test comes from what's her face?
I thought it was a meme at first.
It came from a cartoonist, Alison Bechdel. The Bechdel test was basically like a joke.
Yeah.
This isn't a serious thing. And then Hollywood was like, this is law.
This is law. I mean, it's basically law. It's law. But you have I love what Rick and Morty made a joke at this, because they had a reference to this where they had Summer and Beth in one of their episodes. And they had to pass the Bechdel test. And he's like, and Rick's telling Morty, imagine a conversation that passes the Bechdel test with your mom and sister. And he's like, this, that. And he's like, it's
talking about like tampons.
Yeah, it's some stupid. Yeah, it's absurd. It's so funny. I love it. But yeah, Rick and Morty did that. And this,
But yeah, this is what the West is doing. The East is just like, oh, we're just gonna make a good, fun game that makes sense.
What do you think? Do you think that Hollywood will course correct on game development, or the West Coast will course correct on game development, or do you think that they will just be defeated in the marketplace?
I mean, they will course correct. I mean, here's the problem. It's like, it's easier. Hollywood hasn't really done it yet, and it's easier to do it in Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot harder to do it in gaming because
You're always 8 years behind the trend.
they're even longer behind, like double the time that Hollywood is. And like, so you'd basically like say, well, what's in development now? That would be like a good
GTA 6 is in development. Yep.
that's about to come out. But
Yeah.
I mean, like, you'd have to get rid of your entire like staff, and you'd be like, all right, which one of you are activists? It's like, you're fired, you're fired, you're fired. Get rid of everyone. And then you'd have to bring in a new fucking, I mean, you're talking about like thousands of like developing jobs too.
What you got to do is you have to just say, hey, we're going to be having loud noises if anyone needs to go, or loud noises, or Trump is going to be driving down the boulevard if you need to be in a safe space. And then basically just take the safe space, put a giant spring under it, and eject it out into the clouds and have it land somewhere.
Right.
Everyone is in it. That was your team you fire.
You'd be like, guys, we're getting rid of the litter box in the corner.
Yeah.
So
You have to go outside for that now.
you furries can get the fuck out too.
So, okay. So I do like that. I do like that there are studios outside the US that are still supplying us with decent quality games.
There are studios outside of the US that have more US values than the US does.
Yeah. I mean, and we don't need a game to preach at us. Like Bannerlord is politically neutral game. I mean, there's politics in it, but it's fiction.
Well,
It's like not even remotely relatable.
Like, say when like Daily Wire announced that they're gonna do a bunch of like movies and shit like that. It's like everyone's like, don't make it about the right message or whatever. Just make a good movie. It can be apolitical. We don't need a counter, like we go hard into the paint on like
right-wing
mega
values.
movie or some shit.
We don't need.
That would still be fucking annoying.
Yeah, we don't need everyone in there to be like America first. When
Right.
it's like or like completely nationalist, isolationist. Like we didn't need that in films. What we did need was politically neutral, something that was just telling good themes. Like if you have a good theme in your movie, you don't need a message behind it. Like you have the story of friendship in the movie. That's your baseline. That's what Lord of the Rings was playing at. That's the theme of the Lord of the Rings story is friendship. So right? Well, people were like, I think Sam's gay, and I'm just like, you know what? I've read the books. It's not an unreasonable take. It's not true, but it's not unreasonable. I can understand where they're coming from as long as it's not like...
Yeah, the devout Catholic in the 30s was like, yeah, let's write this gay character.
Well, I don't, that's what I'm saying. It's like, I don't...
He's closeted.
He wasn't, I don't think he was, but some of the way he's written is a little sus. Is a little suspicious.
What was that Norm Bear? He's like, I'm a deeply closeted gay man. And then dude's like, so you're gay? He's like, no. Deeply closeted.
Oh, dude, I'm excited to see what comes out of Japan for new projects then. I mean, they don't really need to...
I think Japan is kind of like the GOAT right now when it comes to storytelling. They got so much media coming out 24/7.
Yeah.
It's fucking insane.
They should make their own they should make their own and develop their own alternative to Assassin's Creed Shadows. They should just make a game about assassins and samurai.
It's almost like one was already made.
Yeah.
Like Ghost of Tsushima.
Ghost of Yote. I guess we'll have to wait and see how that one goes. But when it comes to Nintendo and the gaming industry, I also thought it was just kind of a good thing to bring up the news that we have leaks that report that Xbox is going to be bringing Steam to their upcoming platforms. So whether they are, and we're having a debate on this. You think that they will not release another Xbox? I think they will release an Xbox that's basically a PC branded, marketed. It'll have a chassis that has the Xbox logo on it. It'll have controllers that come in a box with it, and it'll have basically a gaming system variant of the Windows operating system. So it'll still work exactly like a PC.
A PC marketed as a console.
Exactly. That's what my take on it is. And so they'll still be, quote unquote, a console wars, but it will be a PC in the fight, which will basically just win. So Steam being on the Xbox platform is huge for Microsoft. That's big for the Xbox community. That's everything that's missing is in there.
Yeah, I mean, you got like this. It's we're in a weird time when it comes to console gaming because in the near future, there's not going to be PlayStation. There's not going to be Xbox. The only console I think that will keep on going is Nintendo because they're just doing their own fucking thing.
Yeah.
And making money. Where it's like, I mean, you're not a console gamer, but like the exclusives. What has Xbox put out? What has PlayStation put out that are exclusive to them
This last year? I mean,
in recent years.
Well, I think
since the PS5 and Xbox Series X, basically.
I don't have any newer references. I thought the Spider-Man games were PlayStation exclusives. Did those go cross-play or did those go into
They went into PC later.
Oh, okay, so then in PC, they would go Steam.
Yeah, everything that PlayStation has put out as an exclusive basically has gone on to being a PC.
Helldivers 2 last year, I suppose.
I don't know about that one.
Wasn't I'm pretty sure they were PlayStation. Tyler would know.
Because there was that whole PSN fucking
debacle. Yeah, exactly. And everyone had already spent their money.
But yeah, no, I think like Microsoft, what are the biggest IPs? You got Halo, which no one gives a fuck about anymore.
Halo's a dead brand.
Sucks.
Halo's dead. There's nothing else.
343 killed it.
Yep.
I think they renamed their studio, by the way.
Halo Studios, yeah. Yeah, they renamed it to Halo Studios. What a fucking joke. Those people are singularly responsible for destroying one of the greatest video game franchises ever created. And I don't even think it's debated that Halo 3 was the greatest game of the year for like several years running. And when it came out and it was competing against Call of Duty Modern Warfare, and it was competing against, what else was competing against Halo 3 at the time it came out?
07?
07, Skyrim.
No, that was 11. You're 4 years off there.
But you catch my point. Like, these people
Halo and Xbox Live made multiplayer
popularized
gaming, basically.
Yeah. It's so Halo 3 and what Bungie did selling it off. If you want to start and you want to go do other projects, but I am not at all convinced Bungie didn't get everything they needed from Halo in order to create a spin-off studio to do more development. They could have kept Halo and they could have done spin-off studio if they wanted to make new or different projects easily.
Bungie's also pissing me off because they're Destiny 2 shit. And they haven't. So basically, oh my god. Oh, so Bungie goes off and makes Destiny, and then they leave Halo to 343. 343 basically gets worse and worse as games release.
Mm-hmm.
And then Bungie goes off and does Destiny. Destiny is like, all right, cool. Destiny 2, pretty fun. But now it's just they're all into Destiny 2 to the point to where it's like, you can't be a new player. You can't hop into Destiny. It's impossible.
You load up, you create a new character, and your character immediately jumps to like light score. Or I don't even know if it's light or power score anymore. I don't know.
You skip the entire story.
Yeah, you skip everything. You can't. Yeah.
It's like Bungie just be like, shut down Destiny 2, and just do a Destiny 3, and actually make it like more like Warframe.
Yeah.
Where people can just hop in at any time.
I honestly
think... then you have to dispose of 343 or was it Halo Studios now?
Halo Studios has to go.
You got to disband it and just come up with something new and be like...
What sucks is that there's so much amazing lore in the Halo universe to play with. And you know what? You want to talk about an alternative timeline? It's bad storytelling, but fine. But you don't have to intentionally fuck the entire franchise over just to retell your like gross DEI fan fiction. Like,
I didn't even play the last story. Infinite?
Infinite I was so pissed. I didn't finish it. I got about halfway through, saw what they were doing, and the fact that we couldn't get a conclusion to the Cortana story inside of everything, and I just fucked it. I was like, I'm over it.
5 had fun gameplay, but the story was dog shit again.
Well, and
4 was like it was all right. But then again, you're also coming off of 3, which is amazing.
The only pro from 343 is that the grappling and swing mechanics in Infinite were actually fun. But that's so useless, and it's such a boring map to traverse.
Yeah, they were so late to the open world thing. It's like, that's not what Halo is.
No. And you didn't need it. Like, you're supposed
to... trying to make this Far Cry?
Exactly. Or to me, it played a lot more like Shadow of War because you had these towers and you could look out and scan the area and you'd find all these little.
That's
little
also
tidbits.
Far Cry, yeah.
Yeah, it's
It's just all the same gameplay mechanics.
yeah, frustrating as shit, my man. So when it comes to Japan and it comes to these other companies across the ponds, these are going to be where we can expect to see good projects in the foreseeable future. I don't know of any projects that are coming up that I'm actually excited about, though. I can't think of any. So
I don't care about GTA 6.
Me neither.
The whole of the world is gonna go apeshit over it, and I don't get the hype. ESO, Elder Scrolls. After Starfield's launch, no one's really excited for Elder Scrolls 6 coming out.
Bannerlord's expansion is the only thing I think will be good.
Nerd.
Well,
That's niche.
did you play Bannerlord? Did you try it?
The first one, I think.
Warband.
Yeah, there's Warband or something.
I think it's Warband. Yeah. Yep. I'm trying to remember. All right.
Yeah, like I'm more of a narrative kind of player.
That game does not feed the narrative that well. Just honestly, it just doesn't. Okay, so let's keep going. Let's jump into another story here. We are going to move into Assassin's Creed Shadows. It is the gift that keeps on giving. Assassin's Creed Shadow flops on Steam launch day, fails to break into top 30 games as Access Media heap critical praise. Sites heap critical praise. The game itself, so I've watched a few reviews on this. I am not an Assassin's Creed fanboy. I'm not someone who really prefers Assassin's Creed. It was always the mechanics in the early games for me that threw me off. I tried to play them, and the movement mechanics were really, like, what would I say, ambitious? But I would say at the time, they struggled. I thought they struggled hard.
Like, what was the last one you played?
God.
One?
Maybe. Like, it was so long ago. It was on one of the older consoles.
It's almost 20 years ago.
It was a long time, but I mean, like, it was. I think maybe you had it up, and I was like, you were having me try it out or something. So maybe 10 years ago. I don't even know what was on the market 10 years ago to try.
I don't even remember what game I would have been playing because I've played through all of them. But
it was some dusty place. It was some desert-esque place. But
Origins, maybe. But that would have been the RPG phase of it, which Assassin's Creed Shadows is part of.
Yeah. So the way that the reviews are coming out with this game, it looks like Yasuke is basically just a tank that can't really stealth at all because he's just impossible to hide. He has a hard time climbing shit. He's designed to break through walls.
I saw the final boss fight in this game. If you play Yasuke, you just bully the fucking boss in the end. You just pin him into a corner and
just wail on him.
Ravage on this.
Meanwhile, the other character is just super soft and squishy, is like easy to take down. She can't
not.
She can't handle multiple NPCs simultaneously.
Well, I mean, it's modern gaming, so everything's got to be super easy.
And then we have this from Grums that, in the top 30, Assassin's Creed Shadows doesn't even make it into the top 34, actually. So this is a little bit, I think I could blow this up, but let me see if I can blow this up for you guys.
So like 250,000 people played it, and then only 40,000 stayed along.
Right, so it's 36. So we have these numbers down here, 40,000.
Oh, no, I read the one above.
Right, Kingdom Come Deliverance. So yeah, this game did not break into the top very hard.
It's doing Dragon Age Veilguard numbers, which is an abysmal failure. BioWare's basically dead because of that game. Ubisoft is going to be dead because of this game plus the multitude that they released before.
There is an article here actually on that. I'm trying to see. Let me see if I can find that real quick. Basically, I don't think this is it, but the Ubisoft puts out is spinning off another company, in order to try to like divide and like manage their stuff for a potential sell-off. It looks like.
Oh, just die and sell your IPs.
That would be fantastic.
But then again, it's like, all right, who would you suggest buys those IPs that you hold so dear? It's like every fucking major gaming studio is in the garbage right now.
Right. No one could really pull off a move. And honestly, tell me honestly, you're an Assassin's Creed fan. You've played them all, is my understanding, right? Now, can Assassin's Creed just be done? Is there anything anyone even wants from Assassin's Creed anymore?
I mean,
leave a comment below, guys. Leave a comment below, guys. Let me know. Can Assassin's Creed be over? Do we need more? And
yeah,
I know
there's plenty more history to go. like a big draw to Assassin's Creed is the like history, and you're like visiting these historical locations and whatnot that are fairly accurately depicted. I mean, when the Church of Notre Dame, when that burned down, they used Unity and their engine or whatnot to like basically like rebuild. And it's like, oh, they were so fucking accurate that we can use this.
Right.
So it's like the historical aspect everyone's always gonna be hyped for.
Well, I saw a short of someone using
further and further away from the historical aspect.
I saw a YouTube short of a teacher or professor like showing the was it Hell's Arch or whatever, Hell's Gate for the Battle of Thermopylae. Like he basically goes to that area and shows people like this is where the 300 like basically funneled all these people into, and this is how big it is.
The mountain pass.
Yeah.
And blah blah blah.
So he was showing that off, and I was like, all right, that's kind of cool.
Yeah,
but
you can use. I mean, and because you just referenced Odyssey. Odyssey basically has like a museum itself, like almost like another gameplay feature that you can just like go and learn about the Greek world in 440 BC.
But shit, man, you could just recreate the world using Unreal Engine. Like if Google took Google Maps and just loaded it into the Unreal like engine, you would just have all of that.
What?
If Google and if Alphabet took their Google Maps and everything they have, all the information they have, and just data dumped it into the Unreal Engine, and just, I mean, I'm not trying to downplay how like huge of a file that would be and how nearly impossible that'd be as far as like just the storage and practical limitations of the technology. But if you could run that through a strong enough computer, you could probably get something on the other end of it that would satisfy that need. What basically the things that we're talking about right now are not gaming. They're like the Notre Dame thing is cool.
Right.
The Battle of Thermopylae thing is cool, and these references to like historical geography and these places being well represented can be, if that's a need, that can be satisfied in an entirely different way. But I'm talking from like a gaming aspect. Like from a gaming aspect, has Assassin's Creed done everything it's going to do? And even if another studio picks it up, are we just going to have more of this? Is this more of do we want more of this? Like I can tell you that Halo is fine being dead. We got the best we're going to get from Halo. It's over. We're never going to get something better than what we got, or even as good as what we got. So I'm asking the same question about Assassin's Creed.
I mean, at this point, probably should be dead. They're on side note, they're actually like launching 2 other games on various platforms like mobile and shit like that, because they're trying to set up almost like a hub where it's like when you load into Assassin's Creed Shadows, it like has like a scroll of like other
all the games. Asmongold had that on his video. I saw that. Yeah.
And so they're trying to do it like a hub based thing. So, I mean, it could be dead. I don't care anymore. I've beaten all the games up to Valhalla. Played a little bit of Mirage that came out like last year or the year before. I don't even fucking remember. Who cares? And I only got like 2 hours into the game, and it's like, this is dog shit. Well, and so when it comes to like my beloved franchises, and like I've played every Far Cry game that's also Ubisoft, and then I got into a few hours in Far Cry 6, and I'm just like fucking over it. So like I think Ubisoft, their game, how they make games and what their games play like, I think is dead.
Right. And that's what I'm wondering is like, that's the question. So I appreciate that breakdown, because if we could just be okay with Assassin's Creed being over, that would mean that Ubisoft has no value in that IP anymore, and we can just let them go, let them fall and fail, and not even hold an olive branch out.
I mean, you don't even need the IP, because the IP is nothing. The IP is just the name itself. Right. Anyone can make a game based in fucking historical times, however accurate as you want, because it's not even about like stealth or whatnot. And the modern day stuff died with Desmond back in 2012. So we don't it's not even really an IP. It's just like, someone will want to make a historical game
there. So we don't. Okay. So that actually, we don't need it.
It's dead.
Yeah. We don't need Assassin's Creed anymore. Like if there's nothing unique about it that can't be replicated in an entirely different franchise by some entirely different studio, then we can call that dead. For Halo, I'm perfectly fine with getting a different space sci-fi like awesome super soldier story. I'm perfectly fine getting something different. Need someone to develop
Space Marine
it.
2?
Space Marine 2, yeah, that would be it. I mean, honestly, I think Warhammer 40K they were onto something. But the other stories with Assassin's Creed Shadows rolls out day one patch that removes ability to deface Japanese religious sites after blowback from Japanese government. Were you watching some of that? I listened to some of those
I've heard bits and pieces.
So
Japanese parliament is fucking pissed, or whatever the fuck their governing council is.
Well, last year it was a single legislator in the Japanese parliament who was talking about this, and apparently he's pretty famous for bringing up culture-related stuff. But now you actually have the prime minister. So Japanese prime minister who described the destruction of shrines as an insult to the nation itself and emphasized the importance of respecting cultural and religious heritage. Yeah, it's not a difficult concept to understand. I personally enjoy destructible terrain and stuff like that, but I understand why you wouldn't want that in an area where everything on screen is meant to be historically significant to your culture. Like,
I was just trying to equate it to something like that Americans would be like, you can go up there and destroy the Washington Monument or the
Mount Rushmore.
Like, I don't think we really give a shit that much. Which might be an us problem,
well,
to be honest.
But also, our history only goes back 250 years.
Right.
We don't have millennia of history. Yeah. So, I mean, they have something, and Japanese culture has always been super significant. Here's a better example. So, if like something we could equate to is if people here were just constantly shitting on like the rights that Americans have and Americans created, like that would probably be like something more.
We hold the documentation in America a lot more seriously than we do like monuments and shit like that.
If people were just like, if there was a video game where
Nicolas Cage coming around and tried to steal the Declaration of Independence,
we'd hang him. Yeah. Like he would be hung. But no, I think if you had I'm trying to create a comparable scenario where you have a video game, someone breaks into the hall where the Declaration of Independence is kept, literally whips it out and just starts peeing on the thing. That's a game I would be pretty pissed about that.
Yeah, I would be super pissed too.
Yeah, so that's, I think,
it's basically what Just Stop Oil has been doing. Yeah, they just go in the museums.
That's a better example, actually. I think, because I think it's more understandable and more relatable. Yeah, so Ubisoft is dying from all of this. It's not
Elon Musk Yasuke? Is that what they were equating there?
Let me see if I can pull that back up. I didn't need to. Okay, so more damage control. The shrine destruction controversy is let me highlight this. The shrine destruction controversy is just the latest in a long string of public relations disasters surrounding Assassin's Creed Shadows, from historically inaccurate concept art to the infamous collector's statue that had to be reworked after accusations of insensitivity. Ubisoft has repeatedly fumbled its handling of the game's cultural setting. Perhaps the most prominent backlash has revolved around the inclusion of Yasuke as a main protagonist. Critics, including historians and Japanese fans, have long questioned the historical authenticity of Yasuke's depiction as a samurai, with many viewing his inclusion as a forced decision by Ubisoft's modern Western ideological priorities.
Which we've been talking about. The thing I love most about that paragraph, though, is like the quote-unquote Japanese fans.
Well, I'm a fan of Japan. I think they're great.
I mean, it's just weird.
I think that like they have a little bit more of a problem with racism than we do. But then I also...
That's just against other Asians, though.
Well, I mean...
if you talk to any Asian from any country, it's like there is a hierarchy.
I guess I would be pissed off if someone thought I was Canadian. I'd be mad as hell. I'd be like,
yeah. We all look alike.
Here's the Elon Musk reference. Even Elon weighed in on the controversy, amplifying the criticisms on a global scale. In July, Ubisoft issued an apology over elements in Shadow's marketing campaign that had caused concern among Japanese fans. The apology did little to quell frustrations as backlash over inaccuracies, cultural missteps, and what many see as disregard for Japanese history continue to grow. Your apology, the reason it was met with so much skepticism is because they apologized and then didn't change or fix anything. It's like, what's the point of an apology without any like your words mean nothing, actions mean everything. That's like,
well, it's a hypocrisy and just like, oh, I'm so, like into the zeitgeist of like culture and whatnot. And like in Insomniac, which made Spider-Man 2, Miles Morales is like Dominican, and they ended up putting a Cuban flag in his house or whatever. It's like, how do you fuck something up like that?
Right.
And then like in Assassin's Creed Shadows, apparently there's like Chinese language or Chinese
Imagery.
Yeah, throughout the game too, instead of Japanese. It's like, who's doing the fucking research?
Well,
here?
they even said they had a professional Japanese historian or some guy in there
There's a white
referencing
chick from fucking SoCal.
So they had someone in there who was like an expert on Japanese history and culture who was collaborating and chiming in on this project. Dude,
No, you don't.
Well, that's the title, or that's like the position.
You remember the interview when it came to depicting Cleopatra?
Yes.
Or she was black or whatever. And then that old lady was like, my grandma always said, don't let anyone tell you different, that Cleopatra was black. It's like, all right, so we're taking historical evidence from your goddamn grandmother that was racist? Cool.
Yeah, she's the best. I love it. Anyway, so like Assassin's Creed Shadows is DOA. I mean, I think that do you think it'll survive? Let me get this other article out there, but then I want to get your take on like how you think it'll perform. Assassin's Creed Shadows endgame credits roll for over 2 hours. 2 hours on an endgame credit. I think the longest I've ever heard of was maybe like 25 minutes.
The only way I can justify them rolling credits for 2 hours is if the song Ezio's Family is played on a loop. Because that song is banger. But yeah, no.
So that's 2
a long
hours.
Time. How slow is this?
I don't know, man. It's a ridiculously long time. Ooh.
If there are that many people.
We got 2 hours and 6 minutes.
All right. We're going to sit here quietly for 2 hours.
Well, I hope this isn't like copywritten. There's no sounds really.
But if it goes like this for 2 hours, that's still fucking insane.
Yeah, they didn't need to do all the double spacing. They could have had actually 2 bars left and right, maybe even 3 bars. That would have cut it down by math by an hour.
God.
They could have done about an hour just to run them side by side.
If this is an example of bloat in a company, I don't know what is.
Someone worked on this. Someone typed all this shit up.
Everyone worked on this, apparently.
Yeah, everyone chimed in. We got every project. I'm gonna pause it there.
See my fucking name in there.
It's just a giant, like, what would it be? Census list.
Yeah, it's just 2 hours of scrolling through the phone book.
All right, so what do you think, man? What do you think? Assassin's Creed, it's out. People are reviewing it. I'm hearing
based on the player numbers on Steam, which is 40K. It's looking in the same realm as Veilguard. So I don't think it's gonna do well.
Because Veilguard can't even be given away right now. You can't even give Veilguard away for free. So you got to pay them money to play that game. Even then, I don't think I'd take money. I don't think I'd take $1 billion to play Veilguard.
And I paid $70 to play it on an opening day.
I am lying. I would take $1 billion to play it. I'm just saying. If you wanted me to complete the whole thing, I might have questions or concerns, but Dragon Age Veilguard, dude, 2 hours.
Talks to go to Thailand and do questionable things for $1 billion. So it's $1 billion.
I know it's $1 billion.
I'm not like throwing you under the bus there. It's like, it's $1 billion. A lot of people would take that.
I'm not saying a lot of people wouldn't. I'm saying that there's like, I am a man of principle, and my principles have been tested before. I am very much.
There is a money amount to everyone's principles, so
I would love. Okay, like the only thing holding me back from answering the question on $1 billion for the Thailand question mark.
It's like, I'd do it for 20.
Well, what exactly in Thailand am I agreeing to for $1 billion?
I said questionable things.
I mean, shoplifting in Thailand is a questionable thing to do.
Well, shoplifting in Thailand might wind you up on the death row.
Well, I think Shanghai for sure, but maybe it's Singapore, not Shanghai, Singapore. Singapore, I think I'm pretty sure I'm remembering that for being pretty strict on their laws. It's all fun.
It's a funny moral dilemma. It's like, what would you do for $1 billion? It's like, I'd just be comfortable with $100K a year.
Just
be cool.
I don't need a lot. I'm not greedy. All right, so we got more stories to get into, but do you want to? I
hope this kills Ubisoft. Because we need Ubisoft has been doing the same goddamn thing since Far Cry 3. Which came out in 2012.
We didn't even get into the fact that Assassin's Creed had multiple, like, both multiple non-binary and gay love scenes and all the identity.
Right.
We didn't even cover that.
Canonically, he ends up hooking up with Oda Nobunaga Naga's sister.
Yeah.
Which is another huge affront to the Japanese culture and their history. You're just like, what the fuck are you doing?
Mm-hmm. All of that is bullshit. It's like, you didn't need that in the game. People have been pretty clear that they don't need that in video games. It doesn't have to be there.
Well, it's like, people will make the excuses like, well, I mean, Assassin's Creed has been like a historical game. They haven't been always historically accurate or whatever, but you've never offended or made such dumb decisions where you're pissing off an entire government.
Yeah, you've never
They take liberties with history, sure, but
you don't take a history and turn it on its head.
Bastardize it so bad that it pisses off an entire culture.
Exactly.
It's kind of impressive.
It's. I wish I could do that.
I hope Ubisoft dies because of this, because they've grown stale, and anything like sell their IPs off or whatever to different companies. I don't know who I would even suggest to take them. It's just, it needs to die. It's a dead company. They haven't been the same since ever. A lot of these companies are not the same. It's like BioWare used to be awesome. Now they're shit. Obsidian used to be like the guys you go for like excellent writing and whatnot. And
right.
They came out with Avowed this year and it just flopped. It flopped worse than fucking Veilguard.
And I was actually watching some of that outpouring of like criticism on Avowed, and it was kind of a medium release.
Good gameplay, shit story, shit writing.
Yeah, so
but
I mean,
it's an Obsidian game. You would expect mediocre gameplay, excellent writing.
Right. So I honestly had no idea what to expect from Avowed, but when it was first released, there was people saying good things about it, and then it just hard fell off, like plateaued and just dropped.
Yeah, I think we need to stop regarding like when games come out, like
the studios
attributing the games to the studios like we do movies to directors.
Right.
Because like the studios, they flip-flop. They're not the same people. They're constantly changing their staff. It's not the same. So it's like
you almost need to find the people to look out for who do a good job.
Yeah, you gotta follow the individuals, not the company.
Which is harder, but it's
like,
getting easier.
Bethesda's coming out with this new game. It's like, whatever. Bethesda came out with Skyrim. Fucking what, 14 years ago?
And they've had other games since that have not been as good as Skyrim.
Yeah. And I would bet that 80% of the company that made Skyrim isn't part of that same fucking company.
All right, we got one more story to cover. So with that out of the way, let's jump into our last story of the day. We're getting into third-party politics.
Third-party politics.
It's third-party politics, baby. That's the sound politics make. Disney silent as Jimmy Kimmel joke appears to encourage viewers to vandalize Tesla vehicles over political differences with Elon Musk. We're
gonna get angry.
We're gonna talk about it because I don't think this is going to be breaking news to most people. I think it's been pretty much covered everywhere that Tesla vehicles are being vandalized and attacked by terrorists, and that people are like, there are people out there that are promoting it. So
I like that you said terrorists.
Well, it's the academically correct thing to say. Yeah. Like, they are terrorists.
Domestic terrorists, yeah.
Yeah, it's violence to advance a political message. Terrorism. The fact that domestic is a qualifier because it's local and it actually affects people in the States. So, but yes, it is just terrorism. They are just terrorists. They are just bad people. But Jimmy Kimmel's joke, let's just watch it. Let's just see what we got Kyle Becker. Jimmy Kimmel virtually encourages his audience to vandalize Tesla vehicles because he dislikes Elon Musk. The audience laughs along. Let me make sure the audio is going to work for this well. That's going to struggle a little bit. We're going to mute up. Hold on.
Vandalizing Tesla vehicles, new Tesla vehicles. Please don't vandalize. Don't ever vandalize Tesla vehicles. And so, vandalizing Tesla vehicles.
So we got, so you catch the laughter after he winks at the end there, and
it's a sarcastic, hey, don't burn down dealerships.
Well,
do it.
Well, and then you had Bill Burr, who did. I used to like Bill Burr. I thought his comedy specials were good. I'm looking back at them, And I don't know if it's
No, he was great.
yeah.
He was great up until like 2015 or something.
Paper Tiger was good, but it wasn't like a breakout. It wasn't like amazing. It was fine. It was good. It was good. It was good.
But like, we're talking about like the going after Elon Musk and burning down Teslas. All right, so you got the far left, which is all about climate change and making everything green and blah blah blah,
And putting a chick in it and making it lame and gay.
And
Yep.
it's like, all right, let's burn lithium batteries,
Which
just to spite a person that made an odd gesture.
you know how hard those slaves over in Africa work to mine that for you?
Yeah, you
like-
know how much better burning a lithium battery is than driving the car itself? It's like, oh,
It's-
it's so much better.
You're doing it wrong. You're setting the car on fire. You're supposed to be driving it.
It's like, so you're an insane hypocrite, or you didn't believe in the climate thing to begin with?
Well, let's be very, very clear. These people do not believe in the climate
No,
change.
I don't think they think.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I'm going to attack their core beliefs directly. They don't believe in the climate change. They don't believe in it. That's obvious to me based on everything they do.
We can agree on that.
They don't advance even single line item like policies that would promote their ideology. They don't do anything that would benefit the planet as far as like travel. They don't enact any of their own individual like beliefs in their personal lives. They maybe recycle, which I'm not even convinced that when it gets to the dump, it goes into a different pile.
Recycling's bullshit.
So it's none of that stuff. They buy their
Like the old grandpa is like, it's all bullshit.
they go there, they say the sea level's rising, and then they just keep buying new properties on the beach. They say they love the rainforest, and then they refuse to shepherd it or care for it, so
No,
it
then they
creates
take
a
down a
wildfire.
bunch of trees to make a road to go to a climate change summit in the rainforest.
Well, I was referencing the LA wildfires, which is it's directly the fault of the environmentalists in California who are saying you are not allowed to clean or care for your forest. And then you have all this dead wood that creates a wildfire, catches you, and burns your entire home down. You get what you fucking deserve. Like, it's your fault. You are liars. You don't actually believe any of this bullshit you're saying.
No, and if, all right, say you're a protester that burned down a Tesla vehicle. One, you're burning, I think there are like 4 fucking lithium batteries in each one of the Teslas.
I don't know. I would be surprised if that's not right,
And
though.
they burn forever and they're impossible to put out.
Mhm.
But does that protester drive a Volkswagen? Do they drive a Mercedes? Do they drive a BMW? Because those were all manufacturers that actually supplied the Nazi party in the 40s.
Right. So, yeah, they're
It's
all...
like, you can't buy any of those. You're out.
Exactly. They're all just fucking hypocrites
I
and
bet they all
liars.
hop in their fucking Volkswagen Beetles.
To the climate rally. To the climate rally. To
We're
Gaza.
going to save the environment.
I was thinking about...
Let's burn these bitches down.
I was thinking about doing a little like side project just for fun, like pulling up as many like racist clips of like Joe Biden like saying racist things or like the left saying racist things, and then just
Or go just a montage of people just doing the quote unquote Roman salute, like accidentally or something.
I was thinking about doing like a montage of like
Montage.
just a montage, like a collage of everything kind of being put together. And then whenever they're saying like they're attacking white people in a racist way, just replace the word white with black, but keep it their voice. Use like AI voice to just like recreate them as best I can, and just replace that one word. And just then I put like maybe that as a voiceover dub, and then over the top of it just put like black and white 1940 references to a certain group. Like over the front of it.
This is like the epitome of hypocrisy, in my opinion.
No, it definitely is. You're 100% on point.
It's like, all right, one, Tesla was the best-selling like eco quote unquote friendly vehicle
Mm-hmm.
ever, and like didn't get nominated for any awards or whatever. It's like it's all because they did the same thing with Elon that they did with Trump. Is that like as soon as like they switch sides, they're just like, oh, he's a fucking devil.
Yep.
We'll burn the whole business to the ground. And you know what? Fuck him for going and spending like $8 billion to go save the astronauts.
Yeah.
in space.
Oh my
Like,
God. At the same
he's still an
time,
asshole.
he's doing that. They're blowing up dealerships and spray painting, ruining, setting on fire Tesla vehicles, like attacking innocent people and destroying their vehicle, like innocent bystanders who are just civilians in your war.
I hope that every like citizen that personally got like their vehicle vandalized, it's not like a dealership or anything, they got their own vehicle vandalized and it's like, all right, fuck it, I'm selling my Tesla and I'm getting a fucking F450 instead, and we're just gonna burn all the gas I can possibly do because fuck you guys.
You think Elon should revert Tesla to gas powered vehicles?
I think you should go diesel.
That would be awesome. I mean, they won't burn as long.
Diesel's better.
Well, did you know that I saw something floating around on X, so it's unverified.
Fuck the EPA.
But there was a auto insurance provider who dropped Tesla vehicles from their insurance coverage. They won't insure Tesla vehicles.
Who was it?
Oh my god! If I had to find, I don't know if I could find it.
My computer's dead.
If you had X, maybe we could pull that up. You know what? If you keep talking, I'll see what I can find. Let me see if I can pull that up.
Yeah, it's just the moral grandstand. I'm so sick of this just like self-righteousness that has like invaded our country to where it's like, I'm morally right, therefore I can do whatever the fuck I want. I'm so sick of it.
They're absolute. It's not even the
I'm
hypocrisy.
justified because I think this guy is Hitler.
It's not even hypocrisy. It's just downright being bad people. Do you remember when Destiny was claiming the moral high ground after that Corey Coppertone guy got assassinated?
It's like he was at the Trump rally. He deserved to die, basically.
And he never retracted. He doubled down, tripled down. He's not even a hypocrite. He's an evil person. In his heart, he believes civilian casualties are justified in his crusade against the right.
Yeah, I mean, the moral grandstanding is so annoying to me. It's like these holier than thou, like you get these kids coming out of like college that are just like, oh well, I'm educated, I went to college, therefore I whatever I say is right and whatever you say is wrong, kind of thing. It's like, what led to that kind of fucking mindset?
I can't even guess. I have no idea.
I don't even know. It's annoying.
Okay. I did find it, so let me see if I can pull it up. Hold on. Let me switch over.
Because I'll drop my insurance.
It's not someone we have over here. I'm sure you and I don't have it. But let me pull that up. All right, here we go. So, Lorenzo Maldonado. Sorry, I don't know him. It's
easier to say Japanese names than Italian names.
So as of yesterday, it appears Tesla may face yet another challenge as major insurance providers like Safeco, Liberty Mutual, and Geico reportedly classify the Cybertruck as ineligible for coverage. The decision stems from the vehicle no longer meeting these companies' underwriting guidelines due to concerns over high repair costs, reliability issues, and the resulting liability risks as insurers assess the unique design and potential expenses associated with repairs. Tesla finds itself navigating another significant hurdle. And this is a letter from Safeco Insurance highlighting that the 2024 Cybertruck does not qualify for coverage under their policies.
Well, you know what could be, though, is that they dropped insurance coverage for the Cybertruck because it's 1,000 times more likely to get vandalized.
That's exactly. Well, I think that's partially it, but I would be surprised if these companies are not also taking a political stand against Elon.
I mean, it's not direct.
It's not, but it doesn't have to be. You don't have to infer okay, inferring motive might be a missed call here on my part. Maybe I'm wrong, and maybe it is just because they're being vandalized. But But honestly,
I mean, that's still a shitty thing for the insurance company to do. It's like, oh, we're dropping coverage for this vehicle because you're more likely to get vandalized.
Every single one of those people should be arrested for terrorism, arrested and tried. Like the fact that we have not seen these people getting arrested is frustrating as shit.
People are getting arrested, but it's not like major news.
Well, they're not making. I mean,
because Cybertrucks. I don't know. Okay, I don't know if you fucking twats know on the left know about like Teslas and whatnot. They're surrounded with cameras.
Yeah.
It's like they're going to get you doing something.
Mm-hmm. And do you hear the one story about the guy who set himself on fire trying to get?
And he went to prison. He's actually like 25 to life or some shit. Not 25 to life, but he's gonna spend a fuckload of time in there.
Yeah. Honestly,
You set yourself on fire at Tesla, and it's like, all right, now you got to go to prison for 15 years.
they need to make, even if they're arresting the people, they need to be making more of a show of it because they need to be deterring this from continuing. The fact that the fact that this is not being pushed out and being made for people to be aware and see it it's fueling the flames, because I tell you what, the left is not calmed down at all about this. You have Jimmy Kimmel who's like green lighting it. You have other actors,
Yep.
like prominent
Bill
faces.
Burr.
Mark Hamill gleefully celebrates Tesla takedown on Blue Sky, and as felony vandalism and arson arrests against Tesla vehicles continues. You have all of these people promoting or singing it or greenlighting it or just saying we don't have a problem with it, and these guys are terrorists. You're just greenlighting or giving a pass to terrorists. These are innocent people who are just buying Tesla. Some of them were your people who bought it before all of this went down. Most people did not buy a brand new Tesla in the last 2 months.
It'd be like that episode of South Park, like that smog one or whatever. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
you're driving an eco-friendly vehicle, and they're like smelling their own farts and whatnot.
Exactly.
It's like, oh, good for you.
It's
Like, oh no, he did a gesture that like I equate to Nazism. Therefore, it's like burn it all down.
if they are not going to start being more public about these arrests and they continue, then it's self-inflicted at that point. It's like you could make it clear that this stuff won't be like tolerated and make a show of it.
It turns out,
But they're
no,
not.
you cannot burn down dealerships and get away with it.
Yeah,
That is terrorism.
exactly.
The stupidity that goes along with it was like it's your quote unquote eco-friendly vehicle that you guys always wanted. You're just burning lithium and whatnot.
And they forget that like Elon Musk and Tesla were the ones who piloted the charge stations across the country. Now there are more that are not directly tied to Tesla as of late, but they were the first ones to like help the government like push those out.
You got like the city of New York putting up signs like pick up your dog poop and then store it into a Cybertruck or whatever. Throw it at a Cybertruck. There are actual signs throughout the city and whatnot.
Yeah.
It's so fucking just. The moral grandstanding is the thing I can't get over.
Right.
Is that it inhibits any like critical thought. It's
Mhm.
just like, oh, I'm doing this thing and I'm on the morally just side, therefore anything goes.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I can't get over that thought process. It's like,
Well, here's another aspect of it for you. Because you think about the green initiatives, you think about the climate change activists who are trying to make they're trying to make solar panels and wind and all that crap like the mainstream energy supplying force. They forget that they live in an incredibly rich country, and most of the people who are promoting this ideology are from relatively rich or successful countries, and you have everyone else on the planet who doesn't have air conditioning, who don't have like heating sources that aren't just fire or that aren't just wood. Like most people do not have, like most people across the world live in impoverished countries have no access to that like fuel source. They can't do wind, they can't do solar in those places.
you know what's, yeah, you got all those, but you know what's funny being an American is that AC is just, it's part of our lives.
It's commonplace.
It's in if you rent a fucking apartment building for rent an apartment that's just one room, it's gonna have AC in it.
Mm-hmm.
Even the UK doesn't provide that.
Yeah. So
It's like, my theory on this is like, and human behavior is that like we have it so good, we have it so easy. Everything's just. You can get fucking food delivered to you at your front door. You don't have to leave your house, basically, to get anything. We have it so good that we, as in an American society or whatever, are just so bored that we're just constantly coming up with issues and just, like, trying to have this, like, I stand for something because I have nothing else going in my life kind of thing.
Right.
You have zero issues basically in your life whatsoever, and therefore you have to just make something up to fight for.
you back to the like the assassination thing. The moral grandstanding, like the weakest you can make a leftist look is when you remind them that their faction was celebrating and promoting the assassination attempt, i.e., Destiny, and other famous leftist provocateurs online and stuff like that. You have them talking about it, and you have them talking about the guy or the civilian who was killed who deserved it. You have them not standing for the kid with the brain cancer during the address to the joint houses.
You have them applauding for that healthcare guy that got murdered.
Yep, Luigi. You have Bill Burr saying "Free Luigi." You have all of that nonsense, and you think about when they call someone on the right a bad person, and you just remember that these are the people. Their standard for what is good and bad is so twisted and backwards because they think it's good that Luigi just killed a guy in New York. They think that's a good thing.
We can agree that the healthcare system needs some refining and whatnot, but like celebrating someone just killing someone on the side of the street,
yeah,
that's fucking insane.
Yeah, I would take my standard of good over your standard of good because my standard of good doesn't have people getting murdered all the fucking time for no reason.
It's like I agree with you on some things. It's like let's just not start assassinating and causing arson and blah blah blah.
But remember Destiny's defense of his position was like, you remember when conservatives were like celebrating about when Nancy Pelosi's husband got hit with the hammer? It's like, yeah.
Have you watched the video? It's fucking hilarious.
But he didn't fucking die, and it's not like
it looks like a lover's quarrel.
That's what it fucking looks like. And you know what? They're rich. I mean, they're rich enough off tax dollars and off of fucking scalping the stock market that they could probably afford to hire a little bit better security than an all glass house. I don't know if it's all glass. I haven't actually seen the side of the house, but I'm just saying their security was pretty weak ass.
It was weird that was it Paul Pelosi?
Yeah.
Paul Pelosi and the dude with the hammer, they both answered the door.
Yeah.
It's not like he was an intruder. He was there.
Right. And so that's the comparison. We have a civilian getting murdered. You have a multi-hundred millionaire who is a government official being attacked. These aren't the same thing, and the right didn't celebrate his death because he didn't die. The right doesn't.
Nor will we celebrate it either.
The right didn't celebrate Ruth Bader Ginsburg passing away either.
Asmongold actually was trying to make this defense when he was talking about the burning of Tesla dealerships and factories and whatnot. He's like, just wait and the right will do so much worse or whatever. He's basically like saying that just like, if you keep on doing this, the right is going to riot and do that. And it's like, no, the right doesn't riot. It's the whole point. It was like when Trump was almost assassinated, right didn't riot, right don't riot.
Right.
So if we get pushed to the point where the right riots, it's not a riot. It's basically like a revolution at that point. It's like, all right.
Or an insurrection.
Yeah.
That's another entirely different bullshit topic.
Like,
we don't need to go down the January 6th rabbit hole, but maybe we should next time or something.
Yeah.
That could be fun.
It's like, no, the left and the right have vastly different morals and how to like just behave in general. And we barely even protest.
Well, there's not a single, I would love to see what the left promotes that has any singular policy or like ideology that has ever promoted a better life for anybody. Like DEI does not make anyone's lives better, and it's ruined the education system. It's ruined the work.
Affirmative action.
It's ruined the workplace.
Planes are going down everywhere. Our pets' heads are falling off.
Sex changes for kids makes their lives materially worse forever. They'll never recover from that. Sterilized forever.
There's a 40%, I think, any kids that went through a sex change. I think 40% have detransitioned.
Yeah. And then the other 40% killed themselves. Yeah. They're off themselves.
And the other 20 are still on
then there's 20% who's like, this is great. More of you. Yeah, there's nothing the left has ever promoted that has ever materially benefited anybody. They're just everything they do ruins everything.
It's just emotional responses. And I don't get the whole like basing your whole with your whole like life position without even like thinking about it, without any logic or reason. It's just an emotional response where it's like, all right, this person did this thing and therefore now I feel this way, or I'm told to feel this way. And you don't think about it or have like a rational thought in your mind.
Right.
A rational person doesn't go out and start fires on vehicles.
Exactly. No, they
You can be mad. Sure.
What they do is they attach a bunch of steel and metal plates to the side of a bulldozer and go drive through town.
Yeah, killdozer.
Killdozer, let's go.
I might make one.
We got one more. Please, no.
I mean, I have the
I'll
ability to.
I'll lose my parking spot.
It won't be in this town.
Okay, fine.
It's a long drive.
We got one more article from that same story to talk about, just to expand on the hypocrisy. Hollywood hypocrisy on full display as celebs, including Mark Ruffalo, beg Trump administration to save their paychecks from AI. Don't do it. Let AI run that industry down. Like, if we want to talk about it later, let's talk about it later. Let's let AI do what it does in Hollywood, and then we'll put some checks on it after. But after it's better and it's learned how to make better films. Because honestly, I would take almost any AI project over what Hollywood's put out. I would take almost anything.
This is where I'm kind of a progressive.
Yeah.
It's like, let's let technology, make better things. Because we aren't.
Well, my
Our
position
art is dead.
My position on AI hasn't changed at all. My position on AI is the same as when we were first talking about
I was
it.
totally against it. Now I'm just like, I don't know. I get an AI video throughout my Reddit scroll sometimes. I'm like, God damn, that looks fucking good.
Well, and again, my position hasn't changed at all since ChatGPT, and we were talking about that 2 years ago. My position has always been that if the tools are good, simple to use, it will make it possible for small independent creators to leverage their stories and their new ideas into the marketplace. It'll be something that gives small studios the opportunity to build something also, and it'll build them up. Whereas big industries will always use bloat and overflate their budgets and just break themselves when you get something better or comparable out of small creators for a lot less money.
Yeah, I mean, say you're a small creator that's got like a good idea for a story or whatever, but you don't have the money to like send someone the script and be like, all right, can you animate this? You can just do it on your own.
Yeah, hire a voice actor. You don't have to do that.
No.
Hire an artist. You don't have to do that. Like, I'm not saying that artists shouldn't exist anymore or any of that stuff should be lost, but if you have unique art that you think is good, make it, and then it'll have to compete.
Maybe it'll be the death of quote unquote modern art.
It could be. I will say that
or like someone smashing their face into a thing of clay and be like, look, art.
I do know that like with our projects that we have at third-party studios that like we're going to be competing against AI from a lot of different avenues
Doing
and
it
aspects.
humanely.
But for our perspective, we're just trying to tell the best story we can, and that's just going to have to be its own reward.
Don't story you want to tell.
Exactly. All right, guys, I think we're going to wrap it up there. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode of the Third Party Podcast. We hope you guys enjoyed the content. If you did, please make sure to subscribe to the channel. Help us reach our 1,000 subscriber goal. It would be huge to get there. We'll have a lot of updates on the channel coming soon to you guys, so pay attention for those. Comment below what your favorite story of the day was, and let us know in the chat what you guys think we should be doing for stories, if there's anything else you guys want to see covered on the channel, and we'll consider it, and we'll keep that in mind. Guys, we will wrap it up there. Go tell your stories. Peace out.
Oy.
Tell myself that everything will end up alright. Just push yourself, test yourself, figure out what you like, and find your limits, don't be rigid, always work towards a prime. Surround yourself with open minds, people can change your life. A few friends with intent can help you feel alive. Find a passion, take some action, and with a little time, just be patient, make a statement, try to enjoy your life.